Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmita Tamamohan, and my topic is going to be about coral reef deterioration. So let's get started. I have a table of contents here so you guys get an idea of what I'll be explaining today. There's an introduction, background information, current news, statistics, relevance, and conclusion slash bibliography. Introduction. Coral reef deterioration refers to the decline in health and condition of sea life and loss of biodiversity, structure, and function. And also, coral reefs are in decline in the US and around the world. Many scientists now believe the very existence of coral reefs may be in jeopardy unless we intensify our efforts to protect them. Threats to coral reefs come from both local and global sources. The impacts of these threats affect groups including minority, low income, and indigenous populations that rely on coral reefs for nutrition and selling food items for food security and coastal protection. Background information. Coral reefs are dying across the world, and many don't see this issue. It's constantly overlooked. What they don't know is that coral reef deterioration can lead to negative outcomes of climate change and affect us. Global change causes widespread decline of coral reefs in order to counter the anticipated disappearance of coral reef by the end of the century, many are emerging, including creation of marine protected areas, reef restoration projects, and assisted evolution initiatives. And I have a picture displaying plastic disguised as a fish because there's a lot of plastic in our oceans, and it's a complex issue with interconnected causes. Addressing these challenges requires a multi-phase approach that includes climate change and reducing pollution and promoting more sustainable fishing practices will help um, coral, de coral deterioration and climate change. The current news. In April 2025, scientists warn coral restoration can't keep pace with global reef collapse. This article proves that this day, till this day, coral reef needs our help to survive. Heat waves and overfishing triggers coral bleaching and dead sea life. And oceans have been seeking our help, but we simply don't, quote unquote, don't care enough. And it may not be our home, but it's home and family to sea life. And I have linked an article here that will take you directly to that site, and it will just give you a brief idea and show you what it's like and how sea life may go extinct and it'll leave us dry. And if oceans do go extinct, um, by not keeping it healthy, Earth would become an uninhabitable deserted planet with a drastically alerted climate and widespread extinction of life. The immediate effects would include the death of marine life, a near total lack of rain, and a rapid temperature increase. Over time, the planet would become a scorching desert, I would say, with severe oxygen loss and eventual collapse of the ecosystem. Biodiversities may be lost, and we don't know necessarily what could happen if we don't take change in coral reefs and help the home to sea life. These are just some statistic pictures I have found it on the web. I just wanted to give a brief idea of how important this issue is and how climate change dramatically affects coral reef systems. There's thermal stress, pH reduction, coral bleaching. What coral bleaching really is that when the sea life and the plants underwater technically loses their color, and we know them how like colorful they are, like red, plenty of greens and oranges, bright oranges, but now it's diminishing to a dry Kind of like a tumbleweed, take for example, like how you find those in the desert. They're really drying out and becoming just no color. And lack of food will also, I mean, sorry, is also a possibility. And these images just describe the statistical rate of coral crisis. And if global warming continues on its current course, 99% of the world corals will be gone per se by 2025. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, even if we limit the warming and help climate change by taking public transport, eating less meat, all those are solutions to climate changes. It will still attack coral sea life, hence the weather is getting warmer by the minute. So these are just some things to think about and help our ocean life. There are some human health effects and concerns that may come in coral reef deterioration. Hence, a lot of plastic is put out in the ocean, and there are sea life that we tend to eat also, seafood per se, such as fishes. If we put a lot of plastic in the oceans and the fishes are there, they will eat it. And many diseases have been found within humans because of the seafood intake they have. One is known as bacteremia. This is known as blood poisoning. There have been several cases of that. And candida is fungal infection. Meningitis is inflammation of the brain. Parasitic is parasites living in a certain object, such as fishes. There can be a lot of parasites found in fishes through plastic, hence they tend to like nibble on it. And I saw this video where they cut open a fish and there are plenty of parasites if they're not clean or much healthy. And we tend to also consume that, and it's not necessarily healthy to put in our bodies. And I also did some scholarly research about oceanic diseases that humans can get. And without proper solutions, all these factors of diseases can affect us negatively regarding our health if no good action is taken. Climate change is increasing in heat levels and leaves our oceans and us in danger specifically. What we can do to prevent this is to use eco-friendly tools such as bamboo and paper for easier recycling instead of just throwing it in the ocean, such as plastic. And also taking public transport, eating less meat. All these would improve biodiversity and carbon footprint. Hence, these are solutions to climate change for now. And these are just some pictures I found because I know pictures is worth 1,000 words. And this picture shows the before and after effect of coral bleaching. You can see how colorful reefs are, but now they're dying by the minute, losing color, life, and plants. This is the picture on the left is how coral reefs used to be, and study shows on the right, it's what it's getting to as of now. Going about the relevance, this topic is relevant to college students because those studying marine biology and sea life will encounter critical study areas, hence my topic, coral reef deterioration. Careers regarding marine biology may be impacted negatively, and some may also lose jobs if coral reefs aren't taken care of or if we don't pay much attention to them. So people or sorry, students studying in marine may face critical errors. Relevance on ethics and integrity in academic settings include data research morals. Scientists must conduct accurate information, so whatever is tested and peer-reviewed, we can know as a community whether or not to support it. It's important for a scientist's job to have accurate information and make sure it is peer reviewed by other scientists so it's approved and students can also do scholarly research about it and have important methods done towards this. So that is my portion on ethics and integrity in academic settings. Now, moving on to non-academic settings, this can be in community engagement groups. This can influence policy and advocate for stronger environmental regulations to protect our coral reefs. And there's nothing stronger than a big community coming together. If there's a strong group of people, then there's a strong foundation. The more people who advocate for a policy, the more government will open their eyes and also help for this ongoing issue. And this is my conclusion. I truly hope my presentation on coral reef deterioration spoke to you. And as a public health major, I hope to see in the future keeping sea life and human health life safe by helping our oceans. Changes in climate can be prevented, as I mentioned earlier, but keeping a good carbon footprint can help immensely to our biodiversity. Later in the years, our coral reefs should be colorful again if proper action is taken. And I really hope coral reef doesn't lose their color because they're really, really beautiful, more than just sightseeing and aquarium life. It is a home to the fishes, sea life, and many more. This is my bibliography. All my articles and peer review journals are cited here. I use a total of 3. And thank you so much for listening. I hope my presentation did speak to you. Thank you.